Hi, everybody. My name is Debbie Kelly. I am a field specialist in horticulture with University of Missouri Extension. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the Specialty Crop Block Grant that's being offered through the Missouri Department of Agriculture. The purpose of this particular grant is that it must enhance the competitiveness of the United States specialty crops. The crops as an industry in itself, not necessarily as a benefit to you as an individual farm or an individual business. It's for the crop industry. The other purpose is to expand local, regional, domestic, or international markets and those distribution channels of specialty crops. The project must address either research, education, food safety, crop-specific issues, pests and diseases, or marketing and promotion for the specialty crop industry. And again, this is all about the industry, not as an individual business or an individual farm. So what is considered a specialty crop? So specialty crops are fruits, vegetables, tree nuts, dried fruits, any of the horticulture crops, floriculture crops, nursery crops. Other items that are not necessarily what we would think of as a horticulture crop would be honey, syrup, as in maple syrup or black walnut syrup, hops, and you can see a picture in the top right corner of some hops. And so those are the predominant categories. If you have other crops that you believe could fit into the category of specialty crops, at the bottom is a URL from the USDA AMS Ag Marketing Service, their list of what all of the specialty crops would be that could be considered for this particular grant project. AMS is the funding organization. They then provide those funds to the Department of Agriculture, who then announce it within their state. So who's eligible to apply for these grants? You as an individual producer or farmer, nonprofit organizations for business, for profit business, colleges, universities, agencies, institutions, industry, community-based organizations, commercial entities. So really, the grant is open to just about any type of an individual or a business. And the reason for that is that, again, these grants are to help the specialty crop industry overall, not to help just one individual producer, business, college, institution, nonprofit, all of those different types of organizations. So what are the project types that you can think about? And your project really needs to fit into at least one of these 8 different categories. The project can be to enhance food safety, whether it be gap training, educating others about it, creating some workshops about food safety, FSMA, Food Safety Modernization Act, etc. The food chain capacity, which we all know, especially since COVID's been around, our food chain capacity may not be as strong as what we had originally thought. And so what are some projects that could fit in, again, specifically dealing with specialty crops? Any kind of research that you might want to do with specialty crops, developing new seeds, improved seed varieties, again, with specialty crops. So another opportunity is invasive insects and diseases that are starting to come into the state of Missouri. How do you control those? How do you take care of them? What are some different options that producers might be able to learn about to help the industry overall? Increasing adult and child nutrition knowledge about specialty crops and how to get them to consume more of specialty crops within their own diet. Improving efficiency and reducing cost of distribution systems, distribution channels. That kind of a little bit goes hand in hand with number 2, but yet they can be totally different. And then sustainability of specialty crops and the industry overall. What are some of the details? The grants are up to $50,000 per proposal. They can last for up to 24 months. There is no cash or in-kind match necessary for this. No administrative overhead costs are going to be allowed or paid for with this grant. No advance payments, so that's important. So if you're a little cash strapped hoping to get the funds up front, that doesn't happen with this particular grant. You have to pay for it, then keep your receipts, and then turn those in on a quarterly basis and be reimbursed. Projects have to be either research, education, or demonstration. And you can begin your project on November of 2021. The timeline for the grant proposal is going to be that on March 8th by 3 p.m., yes, and 3 p.m. is the deadline, on that particular date, your application is due to the Missouri Department of Agriculture. After that, there will be a review committee who will look at all the Missouri proposals, and then they will suggest which of those proposals should be submitted in to USDA AMS, Ag Marketing Services. And then by October, you should have your agreement, if you've been awarded a contract that you'll actually officially sign with the Missouri Department of Agriculture. And then you can begin your projects in November or December of this year. For more information, you can contact Susan Bennett. She's the project manager over this particular grant with the Missouri Department of Agriculture. Her phone number and email address is listed on the screen. Underneath of that is a URL, and that is the website where this proposal and all of the information and the actual application can be found. There's also a listing at the bottom of that same page of all the past recipients who have received a grant in the past. You can go in, look at those, read a little bit about the synopsis of what their projects were all about to get an idea of some of the things that you might be interested in doing should you be interested in submitting a proposal. Here's my contact information, my email. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to also contact me. I have been a reviewer for this particular project in the past for the Department of Ag. I always enjoy reviewing grants and helping folks to put in great proposals.